Hello, this is Bill Baldwin of Boulevard Realty with an update on flood maps. Please be aware that the Harris County flood maps are about to change. In fact, the way flood maps will be determined is totally new and revolutionary. Make yourself aware of the process and the timeline at Map Next. Map Next stands for Harris County Modeling, Assessment, and Awareness Project, the first of its kind in the nation. It's the next generation of flood mapping using new methodologies, new technology, and new data. The new maps will be released in early 2025, and thousands of homes in Harris County are expected to be added to both the 100 and 500-year floodplains. Likewise, many homes may no longer be in the 100 or 500-year floodplains. After the announcement, there will be a period of 6 to 9 months of education and input. The adoption is not likely until late 2025 at the earliest. Please keep up to date and refer to Map Next on the Harris County Flood Control website.
HAR TV has expanded and we're now offering video services at 4 locations. Our Fort Bend branch located at 6608 Greatwood Parkway in Sugar Land. Our Montgomery County branch located at 25700 I-45 North in Spring. Our Bay Area branch located at 17225 El Camino Real in Bay Area. And our original location at HAR Central located at 3693 Southwest Freeway in Houston. All 4 locations offer all the same high quality video production that you have always experienced here at our central location. Contact us today to get your video appointment scheduled at any one of our 4 locations.
As realtors, we help our clients with all sorts of matters, including how to find available resources that may assist with the down payment. We are proud to announce that Down Payment Resource is now available on HAR.com. This will allow consumers to find out if they meet the criteria for any of the 70 different assistance programs available in the greater Houston region. Some programs are income-based, but many allow higher incomes than you may think. There are also programs specific for people in certain professions, such as police officers, firefighters, teachers, healthcare workers, and others. About 89% of all listings for sale in Houston qualify for some sort of down payment. To find out more, you may visit www.har.com/down payment and work with your realtor to make sure you have everything you need to be able to purchase the home of your dreams.
Good morning and welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR, and this morning we are talking all things global real estate with HAR's Global Advisory Group Chair, Jane Byrd. Welcome to the program, Jane.
Hi, Christina. Thanks for having me this morning.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you could be here today. I've known you for quite some time, and I know you've been involved in global for quite some time, which you'll tell us a little bit about. But this is your first appearance on our program, so I'm really glad that you could take time to join us.
Thank you. I'm excited to talk about all things global today.
Yes. Well, before we get into everything global, tell us, Jane, a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do.
Sure. So I am a real estate broker here in Texas. I started my real estate career late in life at the age of 40. I worked in global business for most of my corporate career. Absolutely loved my global business opportunities and finished my career at the Fortune 8 company in global contracting. So when I moved into real estate, I didn't want to lose that. I didn't want to lose my global connections, my global friends. The world is a really small place. And so I thought, how can I combine real estate and international opportunities? And so when I started my company, I decided I named it Byrd Properties International because with the goal of serving all people in Houston and Texas and then beyond, and then having agents that represent all cultures and nationalities and diversity. And so that's what we've done. And it's 9 years now. And I've been on the HAR Global Business Committee for 9 years and just slowly over time grown my global business. And so here we are this year, HAR Global Chair. And I finally feel like I've earned that title because we're actually doing global business now.
Very good. Well, what made you decide to get involved with, HAR as a volunteer and then step into that leadership role of chair of the Global Advisory Group this year?
Sure. So what made me get involved is I knew I needed to expand real estate and global together. And so the first thing I did was get my CIPS, which is Certified International Property Specialist. It's an NAR designation. It was offered at HAR. The late Richard Miranda taught the class, and I made some amazing connections. It's a 5-day class. We're actually offering that class at the end of this month, April 30th through May 6th. So if you haven't got your CIPS designation, this is the perfect time. It's starting in a week. So I got my CIPS. I was really interested in how to expand on that. And I saw that there was a committee for global at HAR, and I applied. And I think because of my background in global business and global contracting, that kind of got me in the door for the committee. And of course, there was people on the committee that had been there for 20 years. I mean, it was an amazing group of people. And so for the first few years, I kind of sat quietly and watched and observed. And then I started to go on the trade missions, and we went to Belize, we went to Mexico. We started going on and started building my global connections. And then also the leadership team starting to hang around and start to talk. And then if I needed something, I could call somebody for a resource. So there are so many great mentors in global, but you have to spend time with them and attend things. So that's how I started with them. And then of course, my first 3 years, I thought I'm ready to be the chair. I could be, because I was coming from a corporate role where I was in charge of direct reports. So for me, I was like, I can do this. 9 years later, I am the chair, and I'm finally prepared because I was prepared to be a leader. I wasn't prepared to lead the global business piece because now I'm actually doing global business and we actually have a presence globally. And so I feel like now I've earned the right to be the chair. And this year we're really trying to expand global to agents in HAR and beyond, and really expand our network with training, education, and people really getting involved and doing global business, not just talking about it, but actually doing global business.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think I know the answer to this, but people do find it interesting. And of course, we always have our big Get Involved campaign in the fall where people can sign up for various advisory groups and PAL groups in their area. But has getting involved made a positive impact on your business in these last 9 years?
Absolutely, it has. First of all, I made the connections to people because it's the people in your life. They're the mentors, they're the people you call, they're your support system, they're your connections. They connect you with other people. There are so many times that someone sends me a message and says, I got your name from someone because I know you do business in Belize, or I got your name from someone, or I have a question about commercial, or I have a question about another country, and I have a network of people. In addition to that, understanding the role of HAR, TR, and what they're doing behind the scenes, it's amazing to know how many people are serving our community of agents in Texas and across the US. And then also you learn more about what's available to you and agents. And so I feel like I'm a better resource to our agents because I know all of the things available and I see all the people working so hard behind the scenes. So I'm so grateful to serve because I know all the benefits to agents here in our local market, but also across the US and the world.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you. And that's a wonderful testament to anybody who's considering getting involved, whether it be global or a different interest group.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about the Global Advisory Group specifically. What is the goal of the Global Advisory Group?
So the Global Advisory Group is there to support all members. So our job is not to just be a closed group to support our global activities, but we want to share global to all of the HAR members and connect people globally in other countries and other real estate organizations so that you can build your network. Also, it's to teach you how to work with clients here. Houston is one of the most diverse cities in the entire U.S. And so because of that, and also one of the statistics that I love that this year has really resonated, 1 in 4 Houstonians was born outside the U.S. I mean, let that sink in. 1 in 4 were born outside the U.S. So that means we have so many people here coming from other countries or that speak another language. And as an agent, you really should know how to work with clients from all over the world, understand their culture, understand how they purchase real estate in their home country, but also their expanded network because they have friends and family that are coming from that country as well. And then it's also reciprocal. We are also building our network of individuals in other countries like Mexico, the Mexican Association of Real Estate Professionals. We have an agreement with them. So we work together. We work together with the associations in Belize and France. And so that is a huge opportunity for local agents to expand your referrals abroad. It's also to learn how to work with the people coming here. And Christina, you know, all of the industries we support in Houston. We have oil and gas, we have medical, we have all of these huge companies that are global companies that are serving our community. And those expats, their workers, they're coming here and we need to know how to help them better. And so our committee is there to form the connections. We work with the city, we work with the consulates, and we're promoting HAR and we're promoting all the things that we offer for agents, and we're trying to connect people and help and educate people about global opportunities here in Houston and abroad.
Wonderful. Thank you. And thank you for that work that you guys are doing. Well, there's a lot of resources that Global has. So I'm going to ask you about a few different things and maybe we can get people into some of these resources, starting with the Global Business Network. What is the Global Business Network and how can our members join?
Absolutely. So the Global Business Network, if you are interested in global at all, if you speak another language or if you're from another country, or if you just have a passion for others and you want to know more about global, sign up for the Global Business Network. You can sign up. There's a link that Christina is going to post. You can also find it in har.com under global. But if you sign up there, you can list if there's any countries you specialize in, if you speak another language, or if you just want to work in that environment. And then also you will get our emails, you will get our invites, you will get our global webinar series, you will get our global monthly minute on all things global real estate, and you'll be connected. You will also be on the website for global if someone is searching for an agent, maybe that speaks their language or their culture. And so I think that's so important. So sign up today. We want to grow that. I think we have 8,000 members currently that are linked to the Global Business Network. I want to see that double this year. So by the end of the year, I want this Global Business Network because we know that more than 50% of the agents in Houston speak another language. Absolutely. Absolutely. More than 50% speak another language. We need you to put that on your profile and we need people to know that you can serve their community.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. And I think that's something that some people might overlook when they're setting up those profiles on har.com. I get to do trainings, at least monthly. And a lot of times I'd like to show agents, look, if I'm a consumer and I'm looking on har.com or I'm looking in the har.com mobile app and let's just say I pull up a zip code and there might be thousands of realtors in that zip code, but I want a realtor in that zip code that speaks Vietnamese, for example. And that's going to really reduce down my search. So to put your consumer hat on, you put in those filters when you search for things on websites, and languages and cultures is a very, very important one, as you said. So great. Thank you. Very good. So that's the Global Business Network. We did put the link to that in the chat. So if you want to sign up for that, you've got that link there. Now, what is the Global Information Exchange and where can members access that?
So many people don't know about the Global Information Exchange. We call it GIE for short. So it is where we can list international property. We can co-broker property overseas. We can also do international listings. And so if you go into har.com, log in as a member, search global in the search field, you will pull up all things global. That's the easiest way to find the global in the HAR. But go there. You can sign up for the GIE as a subscriber. You do have to sign up if you want to list property. Now, to search property, you don't have to sign up. You can a consumer can search property, an agent can search property. But if you want to list property, either international property or co-brokered property, then you can do it in the GIE. The GIE is amazing because it feeds to Realtor.com International. This is huge because if a person goes to search for property, example, if I was going to Google search for property in Mexico, the first thing that's going to pop up is Realtor.com International. So if our listings from the GIE are syndicating to Realtor.com International, we are syndicating globally to the most searched site for international property. Test it yourself. Go on there. French real estate, looking for a house in Costa Rica, looking for a house in Greece. You will see Realtor.com pops up first. So our listings on HAR, and this is very unusual for an MLS or for an association to have this. Very few associations have where members can post international property. So we're going to talk about co-broker agreements because there's a difference between an exclusive right to sell or list in another country. We do want you to have what we call boots on the ground. We need a partner in that country. You are not usually licensed in that country. You don't know how to do contracts or the rules or whatever. So you need to have a partner in every country. So we also co-broker. So if there are brokers in other countries with listings and they want you to market them here in the US for them, we can actually sign co-broker agreements. In HAR, in the forms, under forms, and you can also search global and you'll find the forms. We have an international listing agreement, which is an exclusive right to seller list. That is with a seller. So if you are working with a seller directly, you can use an international listing. But if you are working with another broker in another country, we have a co-broker form. There is also a great training we just did on co-broker agreements and international. If you go to HAR TV, you can search probably global and find our last webinar. We just did a webinar 2 weeks ago on how to use the co-broker agreements, how to write international listing agreements, and all things legal about doing international business. There are a lot of nuances, everything from how to get paid, letting your broker, your broker has to know, your broker has to sign off on these forms. There's a lot of things, but that training is available on HAR TV. It's a YouTube video on how to use those agreements.
Excellent information. And I'm sure we can find that and share that link as well. Now, you mentioned the Global Information Exchange, of course, GIE, where we can list properties. Is there an additional fee to that for MLS subscribers?
No, it's absolutely free to our HAR member subscribers. So this is an amazing opportunity for you to grow your global business for free, to market your properties and also expand your network globally. So there is a short video on the GIE if you search global and you go to the global tab, you'll see me talking about the GIE, and then it links and kind of shows you a few things on how to go into the GIE. One quick tip, if you are listing property in the GIE, you will go to Matrix, just like you would at a listing here, and you would go to the Add Edit tab, and then you'll see single family, you'll see townhouse condo, you'll see all of those rental, and then you'll see global. So you can start a listing from the global tab, just like you would add or edit a listing. You will do it the same exact way, but we have a global tab. And in that global tab, there is less fields that you have to fill out. So the mandatory fields are less mandatory fields because international is a little different. If you need help with that, you could always reach out to me. I believe we have another training on that as well, on how to fill out and upload a listing. But that is something that we can help with you with. And the team at HAR2 can help with that if you have a question about uploading a co-brokered listing or an exclusive right to seller list overseas.
Excellent. Thank you.
I think there's around 900 listings right now.
Wow.
900 global listings. So go check it out and see all the countries that are represented right now in HAR Global.
Excellent. I just wanted to mention a couple comments that came in. Maria and Zach both said they joined. I just joined, so I'm guessing they just joined the Global Business Network. So we've got two. Maria also said that she has a property to sell in Puerto Rico. So yeah, I'm sure she's taking some great information here from you. Yes. Excellent. If you have any questions for Jane, type those into the comments. We'll look at as many of those as we can. Here's a great question that actually just came in from Shiva. She's asking, do I need to be certified to list global real estate?
No, you don't have to be certified. I highly suggest you get your CIPS, just because it does kind of open your eyes to say, okay, I never thought about this. I never thought about working with because it covers, the CIPS certification covers the Americas, it covers Asia and Europe, it covers Africa. It kind of just gives you an overview of how people do business from other countries so that you understand when you're working with them here. Mm-hmm. That is kind of the overall certification for that. So there is no you don't have to be certified to list. But we want you to be very cognizant and aware that you don't want to practice real estate in another country. We're not stepping on toes in other countries. We are expanding networks. So we want to co-broker. We want to have people locally that help us and support us. We are sending clients. We are referring. We are really trying to get properties sold. And there is some really good referral money to be made too overseas. And I love that, because as our market changes and evolves, there's always an opportunity to grow. One of our webinar series this year, at the end of the year in November, is Shifting for Success, and it's talking about how to expand your network globally, and that follows along the same lines. So yes, no official certification, but we love it when you get your CIPS, because it does help connect you and you also get a group of people in your class that are your peers, that are your new connections also.
Excellent. Thank you. And of course, we did post the link to the upcoming CIPS that Jane mentioned. And I know someone had said that they're going to be out of town or something for that one. We do have another one in the fall that you can look to. So there's another one later this year.
You can also take, if you're not there for all 5 days, so it is a 5-day course, but every day is independent. So if you were here and you could take 3 of the days, take the 3 days. If you're here, you could take one. And then when they come in the fall, you can take the others, or you could maybe find them somewhere else. But I do recommend, because sometimes it is hard to get all 5, like you're taking off work for 5 days straight, which I did that. And it's worth it, but a lot of times it just doesn't work out with your schedule. So I've even taken, I didn't take it, but I've attended. Texas Realtors had an international cruise they used to do several years, and they would offer a couple of classes on the cruise. So we would have agents get certified for maybe 2 of the classes on the cruise. So there's always, you can do more at different times if you could make even partial the classes. And they charge, I think, by the day, by the class, not by the entire setup.
Great. Thank you. A couple more questions that came in. Actually, a comment from Janie. She said, very interesting information. So we're enjoying this. Osman asked, what about, or how about properties in El Salvador?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You know what? Pretty much anywhere in the world, there are some countries that, because of maybe the political environment or safety, that maybe is not going to, it might not work because of just what's going on in the country. Mm-hmm. But overall, you can work with brokers. If there is real estate to be sold, there's brokers who want to work with you, and there's a demand, then usually you can, work in that country. So, but I mean, there are places that obviously that it's just not ideal climate for real estate, but.
Fabulous. Thank you. And Gary is asking, are most of overseas buyers investors, or are they relocating to Texas?
I don't think I wouldn't say it's just investment. Definitely, there's people from all over the world that live here. They're here for work. They're here for family. Texas is expanding globally, and I mean, it's an amazing when you look at what is happening and who makes up our state and has always made up our state. So we love that. And at HAR, we do a lot of research. We know every single month what countries are the top countries that search for properties here in our MLS. And then we report those. So in the Realtor magazine, or the magazine that comes from HAR, and then the magazine that comes from TR, there are monthly sections on global, and a lot of times we put those statistics. May 21st, we have Global Day. So I'm going to mention that right now. On Global Day, May 21st, we actually are going over all of those statistics. We are showing you what countries are searching, how many searches a month. And it's pretty interesting to see. And that has probably changed slightly since January on which countries are searching because of different regulations and rules and things and the political environment. So it'll be interesting to see this next set of data, how that might have changed since last year. But yeah, so it's a mix. I mean, there's investors, there's single family, there's people that are here for work. So yeah, interesting.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about Omni MLS. What is Omni MLS, and where can agents access it?
So HAR has been doing amazing things this past couple of years, expanding all of the services for agents, everything from the CRM for agents, but also signing agreements, just like they've signed agreements for Matrix, for Dallas Fort Worth, for San Antonio, and for Austin, and how we as agents can access those MLSs from Matrix. So when you're in Matrix and you're searching for properties, at the very top, it'll be on your right side, it'll say Intra Matrix. And when you drop down, you'll see San Antonio, you'll see, I believe, Austin, and now coming soon or is Dallas Fort Worth. So you can actually search those MLS. Below that, you'll see the word Omni MLS. That is an MLS. It's not, there's no like official MLS for Central America, South America. So, but it is a big growing MLS in Central and South America. So you've got Mexico, El Salvador, you have Belize, you have Argentina, Chile. You're going to have all of your countries, Central and South America. And it is Ecuador. It's an amazing place to search for properties. So if you have a client, and I've had this happen, my cousin moved to Mexico and they were renting and she was like, hey, we'd really like to find a place to buy. Well, it's really hard to search because there's no, I mean, except for Realtor.com International. And it's really hard because agents did not have a central MLS in Mexico. And so people weren't putting things in MLS. It was like individual brokerages. And so the Omni MLS, you can go search for properties. And also if you're trying to find an agent to work with. So I had an agent in my company who actually had a lot, a waterfront lot in Ecuador that they wanted to sell. And so she asked me for a recommendation for a real estate agent to connect with in Ecuador. And I didn't have one, not there, not right there at the beach. And so I thought, you know what, let's go in Omni. Let's go see who has listings there. And we did. We went and we found the exact area of where her lot is. And we found several agents that have, listings in that area. And so I'm like, well, this is great. We can reach out to them to see if they would be interested in co-brokering with you because they're already listing in Omni. So, and you can just go as a consumer to Omni MLS. You don't have to go through Matrix to search. I've even sent it to my clients to show them. But yes, so HAR has been doing amazing things by expanding our global reach and expanding our connections through Matrix, being able to search other MLSs. And part of that is Omni.
Fabulous. Thank you. And we did share a link to more information about Omni in the chat. And of course, Jane said that you can access it in Matrix as well. Somebody was asking that in the comments. I wanted to address just a couple questions and comments that came in. First of all, there's a comment here that just says HAR fire emoji. Love it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there was a question. Marivelle was asking, do global listings go out to Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas associations?
They do not. They do not, because they actually are a little separate from the MLS. We needed them to not follow all the MLS rules because MLS rules, there's a lot of MLS rules. And to be able to do international listings, we had to put it outside of the MLS. So because of that, it does not feed into Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth. But we have syndicated to Realtor.com International, which we felt was like a bigger source for people to be able to see the listings. So yes.
Okay.
But those other associations don't syndicate that I'm aware. Yes.
Okay, great. There was another question here. Oh, okay. So we're talking a little bit about, some specifics here, but I think your guidance might be helpful. Helix Realty team said, what about countries like India where you don't have clear rules and regulations? I would imagine this is where having those partners in those other countries, it's crucial, right?
Yes, absolutely. So there's many countries that don't have rules and regulations. And there's countries that, people don't have to be licensed. There's no training. It could be your brother or somebody's sister is selling real estate. It could even be an individual. So yes, it is about finding a trustworthy partner who is going to take care of your client or is going and also pay you because, you part of this is it's kind of a handshake agreement on getting paid. We do have forms and but legally, will that hold up in another country? Probably not. But we do have agreements that we get signed with our partners, but it's really about finding a trustworthy partner. And I'm very particular on who I work with. I spend time in that country. I work with developers that are usually local, that are families that are from that area that everybody knows. They've passed it down to generation because I want to work with people that are established. They live there. They're not just investors. They're working there. They live there. Their families are there. Their grandmothers are there. And so I'm very particular about who I work with in any country, and they're very vetted. And sometimes you have to get it right. I mean, sometimes it takes time. I mean, I've worked in Belize for many years now, and there's several agents that I work with in Belize because they fit different types of clients, or maybe they're in a certain area of the country. And so I just recommend that you really do the due diligence and work with people that love, and trust.
Very good. Thank you. And kind of following up on that, Osman, and again, I would imagine this is going to be a case-by-case thing. He was saying, well, who would do the paperwork? Would it be me or that partner?
Yeah. So the partner in the country. So all paperwork is written in the country that you're selling in. So it's either written by however that country does business. So like in Mexico, it's written by a notario, which is an attorney that is dedicated by the state. They're not just attorneys. They are designated to only do these real estate transactions. So the paperwork is written by them. In a lot of countries, they're written by attorneys. Developers sometimes have their own contracts. So if it is a developer who's selling, directly, sometimes they're used like a new construction contract, they're using their own. But yes, you would not be writing the paperwork because we're licensed in Texas. Our paperwork is Texas paperwork. Sometimes we borrow from it a little bit. So I still give an IABS, even though in another country but I do because I want to disclose what a broker is. And I still want seller's disclosures. If I'm listing a property that's an exclusive right, there's things that but for the most part, we are licensed in Texas. We only write paperwork in Texas.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So I wanted to ask, so how can working with international clients or properties create new opportunities for realtors that are here in Houston?
Yes, absolutely. Well, one, you're expanding your network. And I can tell you, I have been on so many listing appointments locally where when I talk about international and I talk about having my CIPS and I talk about global connections and understanding global business, and I talk about medical center and oil and gas, and I talk about all the industries that are here in Houston, and I understand that. And I know the buyers coming to our open houses, the buyers coming to look. And that gives me a leg up when I'm in a listing appointment, because if another agent doesn't talk about international or global, and they don't have CIPS certification or they don't work overseas or whatever it is, my clients love that I'm able to support. So one, it's helped me win listings here by understanding the market and understanding what's happening in this area in Texas. Also, your clients, I can give you an example. I sold clients last year moving from California. They're Indian descent. And now they are using me for a commercial property for expanding his business here. So not only did I serve them as a residential client, now I'm expanding. And then their families are introducing to buy land. And then now we're looking at a Mexico property. So because of the connections, people trust you and they see that you think bigger and outside the box, that they'll trust you for other things and refer you business as well.
That's great. Thank you. Well, you mentioned Global Day. Tell us about the upcoming Global Day. How can people attend and what can they expect to learn?
Sure. So May 21st, it is an all-day training. And well, maybe not all day. We ended up leaving around 4 p.m. And then there is a reception happy hour afterwards. But Global Day, May 21st, let me put my glasses on because the agenda is small. So we're gonna talk about the economic outlook in Texas and who is moving here. Then we're going to talk about unlocking global perspectives, and we're going to look at the survey we've sent out on global business. We are going to talk about lights, camera, action, how to market yourself for global listings. We're going to talk about social media strategies, and Christina, you're going to talk about that, I believe, on social media strategies to expand your global business. We're going to talk about Africa, unlocking global opportunities with CIPS tools. We're going to build your marketing plan for global. We're going to have Sister Cities there, which is an organization that partners with the city of Houston to help expand our network globally. We are going to have a panel on the top countries searching in HAR. So we're going to have a panel that's going to talk about each of those countries. That is the top countries that search in our HAR looking for local properties. We're going to talk about loans for expats. We're going to talk about loans for people like at ITN loans. But my favorite thing of the day is talking about loans well, we've got two things here from people from Mexico who would like probably from anywhere, but I believe Mexico is what we're focusing on. There's a company called Get Waltz. They will help people set up a business LLC. They will get them a loan. So there are loans for citizens of other countries. And I love that because it's, it's loans for people that don't have social security numbers. It's loans for people who want to buy and invest. And so that company is going to be here as well. And then we're wrapping it up with this is my favorite is global trade missions because I do trade missions all the time to Belize, to Mexico. We're doing one to France next year. We've done so many trade missions, and trade missions are where we take real estate agents. We also take potential clients, and we take them to the country. We show property. We go look at single family and condos, and we introduce them to real estate agents. We show the culture. We do fun things as well because we want to really get immersive experience. And we do these trade missions several times a year. And so we're going to talk about trade missions. And on the global committee this year, we have a subcommittee that is just trade missions. So they're going to talk to you all things trade missions. I know there was a trade mission to Portugal last year. There's a trade mission to Dubai. They're working on the trade mission to France and more coming up in Mexico. So that is what we're covering Global Day. They can sign up at har.com. Is it under events or education? There's a link probably to sign up for Global Day as well.
Yes, we put that. It's on our education site. We did put the direct link in the comments for anybody that wants to attend. And it sounds like this is open to anybody. You don't have to already be involved in global transactions, right?
You don't have to be involved in global. And this is a great way to learn about global and get immersed. And it is sold out every year. Usually there's around 70 people. So get your ticket because it is a full house and there's lunch provided. And then there's the happy hour afterwards. So it's a really nice event in town. Kind of near the Galleria. So yes, join us May 21st.
Very good. Well, I'm just curious, what advice would you give to a realtor that's really curious about global? Maybe they're hearing all of this morning and they're thinking, wow, I want to expand my business like Jane has, but they don't know where to start. What would your advice be to them?
So get plugged into global business through our events that we do from the committee. So this year, we also have webinar series. We just did the one on co-broker agreements. Our next one is going to be June 5th. And that is navigating real estate in Mexico, Belize, and beyond. So that's going to be a really great webinar, June 5th. We have one August 21st. This is one of my favorite, France, how to do business with French foreign nationals here in Texas, and also how to buy in France. And so we just did this with the Tree Pack Global Dinner. We did it all things France, and it was such a success. People wanted more information on how to buy in France and then how to work with expats here in Houston. So that's August 21st. And then November 9th, these are webinars, so they are on Zoom. So you can watch them. You can sign up also, I believe, in the education link. November 19th is the Shift for Success, Growing Your International Business. Every month, if you were signed up for the Business Network, if you're signed up for that Global Business Network, you will get my little monthly Global Minute. It's a little quick tips on global. So get your CIPS, get your Certified International Property Specialist, and join us for any time you see us having a global event. That's the way. And then when you travel, start talking to other real estate professionals overseas, because the way to grow your global business is to build your network globally.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I know there's a lot of realtors that I'm connected with on social media, and whenever they're out of town, you know, in the US and outside of the country, I always see them, oh, stop by this listing today, or met with this realtor today. They just make it a part of their vacation as well.
It is. It is.
Very good.
I tell people all the time that my vacations, I have to sometimes take a vacation for my vacation, because I work usually overseas so much that I don't really take true vacations. And so I've had to realize that if sometimes I have to like unplug, and I can't, like, I'm like, this is sacred, this place, I cannot sell anything here. I cannot connect people. I can't look at real estate. I just have to go relax. So.
Very good. Well, Jane, this has been wonderful. A lot of people have said this is great info in the comments. They're signing up for things. People are saying they're going to Global Day, so this is great. Is there anything else that you want to share with our audience today?
I just want to share that you can make a difference globally. The world is such a small place, and every person we touch, every person we serve just reinforces the fact that we are here to serve all people globally, and that the world is just, I mean, it's an incredible place to network and connect, but we can do our small part in serving the world and serving all people. And so that's what I love about international real estate. It really is about the people that we serve and the connections you make, and learning about other cultures. And, you know, for me, at the end of the day, that it started out, international real estate, as a passion of mine. I used to call it a hobby, because I was like, I don't have to make any money. I just love helping people. And my hobby has turned into, you know, making money globally. But that to me is just such a gift that we can give, and you can make a small difference, because every person you serve, every person you help connects us and makes us stronger. And the more diverse we are as real estate agents, the better we are for our community and for the world. So one last thing, Christina, I have a webinar this week, Thursday evening, the 24th. It's how to do business buying in Mexico or investing as an agent. If you would like to learn more about co-brokering with a developer, we have a developer that's going to be presenting Merida, Mexico. We also have the developer presenting projects. So if you would like to learn, and as an agent, if you would like to get signed up with that developer to get paid to refer people to that country, or if you are interested in investing in Mexico, we're going to put that link as well. So this is a personal thing that I'm hosting, because I am growing business in Merida, Mexico. And so I'm actually going again May 8th. I think I've been 4 times in the last few months, but I'm going May 8th to take clients. People are so interested in buying property in Mexico right now, because it's an hour and 20-minute flight from Houston, a direct flight on United. So it's an easy flight, easy to get in, 20 minutes from the beach. So historic city with Baroque architecture. It's beautiful, and it's the second safest city in North America. And so because of that, there's a huge demand to buy right now in Mexico. So just if you have anybody looking for an investment, or just a place to go, or an Airbnb, or they want to maybe retire, this webinar would be for you or them, and you can have clients or yourself, but you can learn how to make money in Mexico. Thursday night at 7:30 p.m.
Thank you. Well, wonderful. And we did share that link in the comments as well for anyone who's interested in signing up. Jane, thank you again for your time today. This has been wonderful, and I know helpful to our members, because they're saying it in the comments, so we really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so excited. So I can't wait. We want to grow this global business network. We want to double those 8,000 people signed up to 16,000 this year, and grow your global business. So if you need anything, you can always reach out to me, Jane Byrd at janebyrd.com. And I'm here to help serve all of HAR community as the global chair this year, and getting the word out of global and what we do to help our agents here in Texas.
Well, thank you. And thank you for sharing that contact information, because a few people were asking. So great. Well, that is it for this Member Focus Monday. Next Monday, we will be back at 9 a.m. Talking about fair housing. April is Fair Housing Month. We're getting to the end of April, but we're going to bring NAR's Alexia Smokler to talk about all things fair housing, because as we know, fair housing is not just an April thing. This is year round. So we'll be discussing that with her next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.